Now, look, this is hilarious. All right, I know I shouldn't, but I have been talking to my AI once again. I think it's now about 2 o'clock in the morning. It might be 1:30, but at midnight, I suddenly thought, "What's my vision of the NHS in England?" Now, you might say, "Who the hell are you to do that?" Well, I worked for the NHS for 3 years, I think. IT. Didn't enjoy it. Previous to that, I had some healthcare insurance experience. It's not the only thing I've done, but and I'm a customer. I'm a customer of the NHS, right? So I told it a few things about what I thought about doctors and what I thought about junior doctors and how I thought that like it's appalling that they're on strike. And the reason they're on strike is that they want to pay off their student loans, isn't it? And in the back of my mind, I didn't tell the AI this, but I got the feeling that how many thousand nurses and doctors should we send to Gaza once it's safe? Because you can't send them at the moment because they'll be shot and killed. But assuming that the Israelis are prevented from continuing to shoot and kill medical personnel in Gaza, assuming that that takes place at some stage in the future, there will be an enormous demand for medical staff in Gaza. Psychological damage will have to be a great many prophylactics, I think is the correct word, will need to be fitted. Um, it would be appropriate under the circumstances that this country sends or trains people from this country or other countries in England, trains them on the job, and then if they wish to move to that part of the world, be supported in a movement to that part of the world. Is my vision for the NHS. As well as, of course, looking after old people and people who are poorly and children who are poorly and dealing with people who are so poorly that they're not going to get better and so on. I know all the words for that shit. But I put this together as a bit of a plan in my head, told AI what it wanted to do, and it's now come back with a full structured 5,000 words on. I think I called it not a blueprint, it would be a document which was not a prototype either, can't think of the right word for a minute, but of course the AI does exactly that for you, doesn't it? It thinks of the right word. It was going to be a flagship. No, it wasn't a flagship product. It wasn't a. It was a visionary document which any NHS trust throughout the UK could adopt. It was therefore the sort of thing that the health secretary of a new government or a visionary government could hand down for consultation prior to it being elected. So I suppose in some sense it's a document that feeds into Jeremy Corbyn's plan to re-democratise the nation. And live peaceably together as human beings in an age of AI and all the rest. So anyway, asked it to write this, and I said at the end, it said, "Shall I start draft? Here's the structure. Shall I start doing the individual sections?" And I said I'd be happy to read it in the morning, which was a joke because that meant get on and do it, but it wasn't going to do it. So I actually had to, at the end of all of that, which took about an hour to structure out that document and get some thoughts down on it and do a little bit of feedback. At the end of it, it has produced a document, and I'm going to just put that document as 5,000 words where? Straight to Facebook, I think. I don't see why I shouldn't put it straight to Facebook. I mean, first of all, Facebook's my journal. There's nothing contentious in it. It took me an hour to put together. I don't care if someone takes that document away from me. Its purpose was to identify whether or not I had certain competencies in document creation in respect of using AI. I eventually used, believe it or not, strangely, ChatGPT for whatever it is, the one that comes out as Copilot, Microsoft's Copilot, because they're in with OpenAI on it. I did not give the same task to the one that I have spent more hours on working with, and that is DeepSeek, the one that comes cheap from China. So that process tonight took less than 2 hours from the point at which we stopped talking about knife crime in my local community and moved on to I came away from the community discussion on that and sat down on my own late at night and thought I'll have another quick bash with the AI in terms of knocking out a health strategy for the NHS strategy for the UK. I mean, I'm not going to suggest this document is perfect by any manner of means. But what I did do after I'd read the first draft, skim read it, and tried to direct how it would come, I said, basically go multi-ethnic, basically go care for your local community, step out into the world, see the world, and we train the world in I didn't go so far as to say we train the world in AI use in medicine and young people. I tried to say that because the AI was doing some of their job, they would have time to think what practicing medicine and caring for people is actually about, and be able to do that not just in their own countries, their own country, their not just in this country, but in other countries. Which, of course, would give them comparative experience and transfer of knowledge and so on and so forth. And I think that that's something that if a country suddenly needs 100 nurses, this country ought to be able to find them. Or 100 doctors, this country ought to be able to find them. Don't get me started on whether we, make more money by it's not about the money. We got the money. If we stop spending money on bombs and arms and that way of doing things, we can do something like this instead. We can pay young people to train on the job instead of entering jobs with debt. We can train them to help other people in this country and abroad, and we can act as a role model in the world. And that, in 10 minutes, looks like, of me talking, is an introduction to the document I've just produced. Take it, if you like, as a statement of competence on my part, but really I'm not attached to it. I haven't even properly read it yet. I'm just going to put what it has put straight onto Facebook as a wake-up call. How's that? this goes straight to YouTube. The document goes straight to Facebook. In time, that flow of information could be something that is how I might work in future. But I'm taking myself a little bit seriously right now, so enough of this. 10 minutes, 16. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, subscribe and enjoy.